So we got new news on the front of Palworld. This one actually was kind of surprising, but kind of not surprising at the same time to me with the next move that Palworld's making. If that makes any amount of sense, we got an article here from Game Rant. Now, granted, I have seen multiple articles talking about this. We're going to get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Palworld announcement could be good news for PlayStation fans. You might ask why. Well, Palworld's developer Pocket Pair has entered a joint venture with Sony and Aniplex. By the way, Aniplex is an anime, I guess, giant titan, whatever you want to call it, and it's owned actually by Sony Entertainment Music Group. If you guys didn't know, I think it's funny. Like they try to like shell game it, but they're owned by Sony Entertainment Music Group. Given Sony's involvement, many players are wondering if the popular open world title will soon appear on the PlayStation 5. The venture hopes to drive Palworld's growth beyond the gaming sphere with the possibility of merchandise or even an animated series potentially on the table. It does not surprise me that they are going to pair with Sony. Why? Because they have the capabilities and they have all kinds of stuff that allows them to potentially make an anime. Palworld's developer Pocket Pair announced that it is entering a joint venture with both Aniplex and Sony Music Entertainment. Months after release back in January 2024, Pocket Pair's hit survival title is still notably unavailable for the PlayStation 5 with no indications of when it might make the jump. Much to the disappointment of the console fans, however, the strengthening relationship between Pocket Pair, Aniplex, and Sony might be the sign that PlayStation long awaited for Palworld soon be coming to an end. Which, to me, it really surprises me they have not made any kind of announcement. Like nothing when it comes to PlayStation 5 and Palworld coming to it. But, like I keep saying, with the newfound joint venture they have, there's a strong possibility, I'd say by the end of the year, that Palworld will make it over to the PlayStation 5. Palworld has come a long way in the short months since it was released in early access at the start of 2024, seeing a recent explosion in popularity. While the game's launch was plagued with technical issues, Palworld was still one of the biggest titles released in January and remains one of the biggest selling games of 2024. Pocket Pair's Monster Tamer and survival crafting title sold over 8 million units within the first week following its PC release, which grew to a combined 25 million units from the Xbox and Steam sales by the end of the first month available. That, for a new IP, especially an IP being an indie title such as Palworld, is impressive. Players have enjoyed several big patches and content updates, with most recent being Palworld's massive expansion. Let's keep on going. Now, Palworld's developer are joining hands with Sony Music Entertainment and Aniplex Inc. to facilitate the establishment of the Palworld Entertainment, a new joint venture company headed by Pocket Pair CEO. Aside from reigniting rumors of an imminent PlayStation port, Pocket Pair claims that this move was intended to expand the game's reach to the platform beyond the video game industry, which everybody compares it to Pokemon, and Pokemon's a massive conglomerate, giant. It's got games. It's got food. It's got everything. And I don't see Power potentially scaling to that size, if that makes sense, that they're going to need that much help. I think that potentially an anime, potentially giving it some lore with an anime, and being able to do that would be pretty dope. But I don't see it growing to the point where, Pokemon is, which could potentially include anything from simple merchandise deals, full-blown animated spin-offs, music videos, blah, blah, blah. Palworld's development behind developers believe both Sony and Aniplex would help the title grow from its video game roots to transform Palworld into a multifaceted franchise with a global fan base, which I don't blame them. I played the hell out of, Palworld when it first came out. I put hours and hours and hours. I probably put over 100 plus hours into it. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of a grind. But the feeling you get playing it compared to like a Pokemon game, there's just so much more you can do. And also the last couple Pokemon games haven't been that great. Excuse me. Excuse me, man. It should be noted that Palworld Entertainment is a joint venture company, meaning Pocket Pair is not being bought out by Sony. Instead, a joint venture is more of a comparable to a close partnership, which all parties pool resources and take on serious risks together. At the time of writing, Palworld's developer is still an independent studio, and he believes himself to state Pocket Pair remains an acclaimed indie game developer, which I think is a good thing. Instead of them being bought out by Sony, which kind of surprises me, Sony didn't try to really make the power move and like buy them out. Just doing a joint venture is like perfect. It's all you really need. The partnership between Pocket Bear, Sony, and Aniplex doubtlessly opens the avenues for Palworld's future development. But some fans are still wary of the agreements, with many players expressing their distrust of Sony, in particular due to the company's track record with indie studios. Time will tell whether Pocket Pair's new pals will provide to be a benevolent influence of the Palworld and its fan base. And I think a lot of people have a lot of distrust in Sony only because of the issues that happened with Helldivers, which, I mean, yeah, if you go back and you review it, it did state that they were going to have stuff that you were going to have to link your PlayStation account, so on and so forth. But with that being said, it was kind of a shit move by Sony to sell the game in regions that that has absolutely no access to the PlayStation Network. Like, genuinely, that's the distrust that you're going to get when it comes to Sony. Now, granted, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, they're going to get your information stolen." That's any company. There's data breaches every day, everywhere. It doesn't matter the company, whether it's Sony, Microsoft, Verizon. I don't care what the company is. There's always going to be data breaches, no matter where you end up going with your business. With that being said, I think, like I said, the Sony's whole move when it came to selling it in regions that don't have the PlayStation, network, that's the breaking point for me. Let's go full screen. All right, you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think about Palworld joining forces with Sony and Aniplex, even though Aniplex is a sub, company of Sony Music Entertainment Group. They try to make it sound like Aniplex is its own standalone company, when in fact it's not. It is owned by Sony Music Entertainment Group. Hopefully you guys have a great and wonderful day. Don't forget to mash that like button, subscribe down below. We're on our way to 8,000. I can't do this without you guys. You guys are awesome, and I'll catch you later.